Hey guys, welcome back for day 2 of our 21-day challenge. Today we're going to be expanding a little bit on what we learned yesterday. So let's go ahead and come down onto our mat. We're going to lay all the way down with our back flat and our knees bent. And we're going to start off warming up a bit, taking some breaths in and then breathing out. And we want to make sure that we feel the rib cage expand when you take that inhale. And then exhale, feel the ribs close. When we breathe into the back ribs. And then out through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw. We're going to do one more. Breath in. And then breathing out. Ribs come together. And then let's go ahead and relax the arms down by your side, reaching towards your heels. We're going to practice that imprint of the spine here. So we're tilting the pelvis like we learned yesterday, and we're going to bring the right foot up into a tabletop and then the left. And then from here, we're going to start with our little pumps of the arms, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, we can curl the head, neck, and chest up. Continue to pump your arms here. And remember, we're drawing that belly in. You can also use one hand to hold the head, neck, and chest up if you want to add that chest lift, but not quite ready to hold it without a little support. Remember, we're here for 100 breaths in and out. If you want to make it a little bit more intermediate, you can take both legs out to that 45 or up to the ceiling to add a little bit more of a challenge. Make sure you're not holding that breath, keeping the belly drawn in. Last 10. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to relax all the way down. Take the knees over to the right. Turning your head over to the left. And then let's switch to the other side. And we'll come back to center. We're going to take both legs down and just stretch them long onto the mat. And then we're going to take this right leg up to the ceiling. And you can place your arms down by your side just to give you a little bit of support, a little bit wider than your mat. We're going to make some leg circles. So point your toe, lengthen your leg, and we're going to sweep the leg out, down, up, and around. And if these large circles are uncomfortable, you can always make them a little bit smaller. But the key here is to keep that left hip anchored down as you make your circles. So we're going to do 8 on this side. That was 3, 5, 6, 7, and then on 8 we're going to reverse. So we're going to take the circles out, up, across the body. We're going to do 8 in this direction as well. You can also bend that left knee if you feel like your hip flexor is getting a little too much work. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And then we're going to relax this leg down. We're going to take the left leg up to the ceiling. We're going to do the same thing. Hip circles starting outwards. Remember, long leg, point your toe, up, out, and around, keeping the right hip anchored to the floor. 5 more. Last 3. 2 more. On the next one, we're going to reverse. So we've got 8 in the opposite direction. See if we can get 4 more in there. Last 2. And last one. Good. So you want to keep that hip down when you do your hip circles. That requires you to use that core engagement to be nice and stable. Let's go ahead and stretch the legs out. We're going to stay in the same position. We're going to take the right leg up to the ceiling and then the left. And we're going to make circles with our hips with both legs. So we're going out, down, up, and around. I'm going to do 4 and 4. Last one, and then let's reverse and do 4 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3. Last one. And then let's relax all the way down. Go ahead and stretch the legs. Give yourself a little relaxation on the hip flexors. And then let's go ahead and bring the legs up. Knees are bent. We're going to secure or anchor that spine into the mat. And then I'm going to take both legs up to the ceiling. I want to curl my head, neck, and chest up and just gently place my hands right behind my right calf. And I'm going to lower the left leg down. I'm going to pull it in for a little stretch and then switch. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. And then go ahead and relax all the way down. Pause here. We're going to go into our crisscross. So we're going to take our legs, bring them into tabletop, interlace the fingers behind the head. Remember, we're looking towards the thighs, so we don't want to lift up to the ceiling and over-engage the neck. We're going to look towards the thighs. We're going to stretch the right leg and draw our right elbow to our left knee. Come back to the center, bring the legs into tabletop, and switch. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, twist. Perfect. We got 6 more. Two more to each side. Last one to each side. And then let's relax all the way down. Give yourself a little circle of the hips or a twist, whatever feels good here. And then let's go into some side lying like we did yesterday. So we're going to roll over onto our right side. And remember, we want to have that little gap in between our side body here. So in between the hip and the lowest rib, you want to have that little gap instead of just allowing your body to relax. So we're going to have that little gap so that the legs can be stacked. And this time we're going to take the legs a little bit longer, but I'm going to still have a little bend in my bottom knee for support. So we're going to go ahead and take this left leg or this top leg, and we're going to do something called a develop. So we're going to glide the leg up to the thigh, stretch it up to the ceiling, lower it down. Glide the leg up the thigh, stretch it up to the ceiling, lower it down. Very good. We're going to do 4 more in this direction. Last 2. On the next one, let's reverse it. So we're going to sweep it out, up, bend, sweep it out, up, and bend. Perfect. Last 4. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then let's bring the leg down. Pause here for a second. I'm just going to bend that bottom knee a little bit more support. Make sure we're keeping that little gap there. We're going to bring this left leg up to about hip height, a little bit higher than hip height. And I'm going to start with the toes pointed. I'm going to sweep the leg forward just a little bit past that bottom knee, and I'm going to flex, kick the heel back. And you can see my hips are staying stable as I do this movement, so I'm not rocking forward and back. That's 3. Let's do 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. And last 1. Good. Bring that knee down. Take a little pause here. And then let's go into an external rotation of the hip. So we're going to take the leg up to hip height, flex the foot, but we're going to turn the heel down towards the floor. So you can see my hip is rotating. Turn the heel down towards the floor. Hold that external rotation and the flex of the foot, and we're going to lift and lower. So now you're going to feel this in a different part of your glute. Let's see if we can do 4 more. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Perfect. Go ahead and bring it in. And then let's come up to a nice seated position, but with our legs, knees bent, heels staggered, and we're going to do some side bends. So a couple options here for side bends. You can stay here and just reach up and over, or if you like, you can lift the hips as you reach up and over into that side bend. So that's an option. Feet are stacked, knees are stacked, right hand is down on your mat, left arm's out to a T. You can bend your elbow and reach into your side bend, or you can come and lift the hips as you reach into that side bend. We're going to do 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Perfect. Stack the hips. Let's take it over to the other side for a little counter stretch. And then we're going to switch. Take the legs over to the other side. And we're going to do our side bends on this side before we do our side lying. So again, you can have your left hand down, reaching your right arm up and over. Or if you'd like, you can come into a little lift and reach. Three more here on this side. Last one. Set your hips down. Take that left arm up and over. And then let's come all the way down to the mat for our side lying on this side. So same setup. Lying down on our left palm. We're going to bring the hips into position so that they're stacked one on top of the other. Legs are going to be stretched. We're going to start off with our développé. So bottom leg is slightly bent for support. You can have your right hand down on the floor. We're just going to glide it up the thigh, sweep up to the ceiling, lower it down. Remember, we still want to have a nice controlled breath, so we don't want to hold our breath as we go into these exercises. Three more. Last 2. Last 1. And then let's reverse it. So we're going to glide out, sweep up, bend the knee. Glide out, sweep up, bend our knee. Four more. Last 2. And last 1. And then let's relax the legs. Make sure those hips stay stacked. We're going to bring that left leg up to hip height. We're going to have the toe pointed as we sweep it forward, flex, kick it back. Sweep it forward, flex, kick it back. Try to keep those hips in place. Four more. Last three. Two more. And last one. Perfect. Relax your legs down. And then let's finish up with that external rotation. So first we lift the hip up, or lift the heel up to hip height. Rotate so that your toes point up, but your heel points down towards the floor. And the rotation comes from your hip. So you can always just turn your ankle, but we want to rotate from the hip. That way we can really target that muscle that we're going for. Let's do 5 more here. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Perfect. Bring it in. Give your hips a little rub. And then we're going to turn over and lie on our belly. This is called lying prone. So prone is laying face down. Supine is laying face up. You may hear that in class sometimes. So let's start off, same like we did yesterday. Your toes are pointed so that your glutes are active. We want the glutes to be active. We're going to bring our palms stacked one on top of the other, and we're going to just bring our forehead right on top. And you're going to take a breath in. Make sure those legs are active, toes are pointed. When we exhale, we're going to lift, using those muscles that wrap around the spine to lift. And then inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower down. So if we can do 4 more. Good. Last 3, keeping the glutes active. 2 more. Nice. Last 1. And then relax all the way down. Give yourself a little pause. Now the hundreds, they work, you had your arms pumping and you had your legs either out to an extension or legs up to 45. We're going to do kind of the opposite, but the same of that exercise, and that's swimming. So same breathing. We're going to breathe in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to do it for the 100 breaths. So let's go ahead and take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to reach your arms, reach your toes, and we're going to begin to pump the arms, pump the toes. Or if you're having trouble, you can just kick the feet and keep the arms straight. And you're going to breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Keep breathing. And you can pump the arms if you like, or you can just keep the arms reaching. And you're breathing in and breathing out. We're more than halfway done. Let's be here for our last 10. 2 and 1. Good. Relax all the way down. And let's go into that spine extension, that swan that we did yesterday. So we kind of keep the legs active, but not quite as active, as you push all the way up into your spine extension with your shoulders down and back. We can add that cervical rotation. We can take the head down, up and around, and then to the other side. Relax the head down. Let's bend all the way down. Do 1 more. And then we're going to bend the elbows. We're going to tuck the toes under, press up into all 4. So we'll find ourselves in our nice, comfortable quadruped position. You remember this from yesterday. We're going to press into the palms, lift out of your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Remember, we want the knees to be right below the hips. And then from here, we're going to lift the knees to a hover, step the right foot back and then the left, send your hips up into a plank. forward or to a pike and forward to a plank. And we're going to step the right foot in, bring the left knee down, and come up through center. Now here you can have your back foot either flat against the mat, or you can tuck your toes under. So your choice there, whichever is easiest for you to balance. We're going to do a couple things here in this position. So kneeling is great because you can move through we're going to move through a couple different planes of motion. So I like to do kneeling when I'm doing different exercises. So let's start off with kneeling and a rotation. So we're going to take the arms out, round the shoulders, round the elbows. But remember, you want to keep your shoulders down and relax. And then another thing we're going to keep in mind is instead of arching the low back, we're going to tilt our tailbone under and pull that belly button to the spine, as you might hear, or keeping our spine nice and straight and long. Let's bring our arms out into that position. You can also bring the elbows behind, or elbows out to wide, and your fingertips behind your head. We're going to do a rotation, external rotation. So you're going to exhale, twist to the right, inhale, come back to the center. Now we're going to take it to the left. Exhale, twist to the left, inhale, back to center. Try to keep your shoulders down. Nice. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, coming back. Nice. Good. Take it to the left. Last one to the right. And then last one to the left. Good. Come back to the center. We're going to bring our forearm onto our thigh, and we're just going to reach up and over for a lateral bend. Open back out to the center. We're going to take our left hand down to the floor and reach the right up and over for a lateral bend. And then come down to the center. Both hands can just straddle your leg. Tuck your left toes under. Send your right toes back. Hips up to the sky. And then step your left foot forward. Right knee is down. We'll come up to position. Same thing on this side. So we'll bring those arms out to our rounded shape, or you can have the fingers interlaced behind the head. Let's start with our external rotation. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Remember, shoulders are down and relax from your ears. Nice. We're taking it to the left. Last one, we're going to take it to the left here, or external rotation. And then out to the right. Perfect. Let's relax here. Take your left arm, place it right on your thigh, and then reach up and over for a lateral bend. And then bring your right hand onto the floor. Take your left arm up. Great. We're going to bring both hands straddling that left foot. Step it back. Hips go up to the ceiling. We'll come into our plank. We're going to step both knees forward and sit back on our heels. And then once we're back on our heels, let's finish up here with a couple of closing breaths. So we'll take a breath in. Exhale, breathing out. So when we breathe in, the ribs expand. Breathing all the way into your back ribs, and then out. Bring your ribs together. So when we breathe in, we should feel them expand. When we breathe out, we should feel them come together. Good. 2 more. Last one. Perfect. We'll take a breath to breathe up overhead. Grab onto one wrist and bend over to the other side. And switch. We'll take a rotation. And then we'll take a rotation to the other side. And then we'll come back to the center where we will be all done for day 2. Thank you guys for joining me again for day 2. I hope to see you in day 3. If you enjoyed this workout, please share on social media. Let other people know about this beginner Pilates challenge. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and I hope you enjoyed today's workout. Bye.